guys on because it's
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me turn off the music. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the first live version of Love Thy Neighbor that we're going to do for you guys. Should be fun. So a different schedule, trying something different, doing something crazy. Colette, can you hear okay?
I can. Is my microphone at a good distance here?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
You look good. But I set this camera, and the fact that it went back to where I'd set it before is bothering me, and that shouldn't have happened. But we're good now.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Van. Do you want to start kind of like we did last time?
Yep.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to the Love Thy Neighbor show. It's a show about relationships.
Yeah, man.
On the couch with us, a longtime relationship therapist, Colette Fair is here. How you doing, Colette?
I'm great.
And, of course, Daniel Dennis.
Yes.
20-plus year broadcaster, 30 year at this point.
Yeah, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, and I'm better at broadcasting than I am of the other two things I just mentioned. So that's why we're kind of here, right? Let's get better at some of these things that we're not doing so good at.
Yes.
Yep. And me, former stuntman and
like
professional football player, Tom Van.
Yeah. and the longest, I think you're the most tenured married man here, right? Yeah.
Which is impressive.
It's very impressive. He's been with his wife, been with his high school sweetheart for 20 plus years.
Not that impressive.
You know what? I beg to differ. I stare at failed marriages all around me, and I think you're doing pretty darn fine. But hey, welcome to the show, everybody, and we're certainly glad to have you. And just off the rip, can I thank everybody for tuning in to the pilot and to all the reviews, and you're throwing 5 stars at us like crazy, and we appreciate that. Keep doing it because it really, really, really does help the show out, and this has been refreshing and fun.
Already number 141 in the world for relationship podcasts.
There you go.
So we appreciate you guys downloading. Of course, the Love Thy Neighbor show, anywhere podcasts are heard. And also, if you're joining us tonight on Real Radio 104.1, we appreciate you joining us. And we'll be doing this every Thursday night at 8.
And hopefully we'll have some info in the near future about other affiliates that might be carrying the show in your area.
Yep. So, Colette, before we start, because we got a lot to go to, I wrote down some facts about relationships that I wanted to run past you.
I can't wait to hear.
Well, I'm a fact man. I don't know if you know this, Colette, but
I've picked up on that, Tom.
I just go by facts.
Man, yes.
Fact over emotion.
Yeah, fact man.
And there are some relationship facts that I cannot deny are true. And the first one is that there are no perfect relationships. Is that true, Colette?
Yeah, I mean, we're human beings. We're all messed up. We're flawed. We all have old wounds. We have our own histories we bring into relationships. So even in the really good ones, people are messy. There are issues. I think the idea that a relationship is going to be flawless, romantic, stay in the honeymoon stage, if anyone's believing that, you know, the Disney movie perpetuated ideal, they're going to be disabused of that notion very quickly once they're in a long-term relationship.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware. And second fact, and these are kind of two facts that have solidified the reason why we're doing this show about relationships. Yeah. Because I'm like, you cannot deny these two facts. The second fact is every relationship can get better.
Yes. Okay, so let me give a little caveat to that. There's always hope for improvement, but there are some relationships that have flaws that probably shouldn't continue because of those flaws.
Okay, so I was going to, the caveat to that.
I think I'm confused.
It's kind of a big caveat.
Okay, I wanted to scream when you're like, every relationship could get better. I was like, and worse.
Yes.
Well, okay, I said relationship, not marriage.
Okay.
Because I believe that not every marriage can get better, and marriages can fail, but your relationship can get better even if you're not married. And I'll preface this by saying recently I went to my...
Are you trying to get out of your marriage but have a good relationship with your wife? Okay. Is that what we're talking about today?
So my aunt, through her ex-husband, my original uncle, but...
threw him off a building.
his 80th birthday party. And they got divorced a long time ago. and she has still a great relationship with her ex-husband. And even though she's got a new husband that's great, and she really showed me, I'm like, you can have a still, a positive relationship with your, ex.
With your former partner.
Yeah, it's probably better than their marriage.
Absolutely. I think some people do much better that way. I have a nice relationship with my ex-husband now. He gets along great with my current husband. Certainly that's possible. And I think we've done a lot to help people after divorce to divorce more amicably, where that's more and more possible. But that's a very niche thing. I just want to say the reason I'm saying not every relationship can get better. I mean, first of all, we've got relationships that have abuse, emotional, physical abuse. Those relationships, like, no, absolutely not. And we're not even going to hang in there to see if they can get better. If there's substance abuse and somebody refuses to change, and even if it's not as extreme as what I'm saying, if something is unhealthy or toxic, and one or both people will not work on their behaviors that contribute to what's unhealthy, then it's not going to get better. It can, so you're right, there's the potential, but it won't if there are certain conditions present. And in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, colleagues, a marriage, both people have to look at themselves, not the other person, which is what we tend to want to do, and say, what can I do differently? How can I show up differently so that I change this pattern for the better?
All right.
Can I ask you maybe a tough question that I think a lot of people think of, or it's a pardon me, it's almost like a reaction.
Yeah.
When you see, or at least for me, and I'm asking why this is.
Okay.
Why is it, and maybe it's just reps or the norm, or we've normalized it, why is it when I do see the couple that was together, they break apart, they divorce and whatever, and then I see the new husband, and then I see them interacting, for me, on the outside of that, I'm like, weird. That's so weird that they're all interacting together.
It is a little weird.
But why is that way? Like why do I feel that way? Why do I feel that? Why aren't I, like, the first reaction I have when I see that is like, that's fake. That's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think there's maybe for some people an element of truth to that, where you perform, or maybe perform's the wrong word, where you're doing it for the kids and you'd rather, I mean, look, do I want to like go on a vacation with my ex-husband and his wife and be besties? No.
Right.
And the reason I'm in that relationship to the degree I am is for my children, because I want my children to feel at ease. And I had parents who got divorced when I was in college, and they did not get along for a while, and it was very uncomfortable and stressful for me.
So you kind of knew it was going poorly.
Yes. Oh, yes. But then they found their way back into a friendship. And now one time when my kids were babies, my parents came to visit from New York, and because we had so many guests, they had to sleep in the same room in twin beds, but they had to share a room and a Jack and Jill bedroom with other guests, and we were all laughing about it. So I think it's weird because you're married to one woman for a long time, and you probably can't even imagine seeing your wife with another man, much less being his buddy and like broing out. But I think after enough time has passed, especially when there are children involved, because for the most part, otherwise, you're just not even going to see this person again.
Right.
If there are children involved, it's a huge incentive to put whatever differences aside. Plus, once you're not at that level of intimacy that a marriage requires, a lot of times people can get along as friends. My mom and dad enjoy each other intellectually, but there is no doubt that they should not be married, and neither has a desire to go backward.
Yeah.
But they make great friends. So I think it's weird until you're in this situation, and then you find enough time has passed, everyone's moved on. I mean, I even know of somebody here locally. I can't remember. Oh, now I'm thinking of how I know them. I won't say their names or anything. I've just met them.
Yeah.
But a couple divorced, and they became best friends with each other's new partners, and they don't even have kids, and they all go on trips together. And like the guys will meet up for drinks, the girls do things. I think that's unusual because it is a little awkward to be hanging out with somebody who's so intimate and having sex with your former life partner.
Sure.
But if you can do it, great.
Yeah, well, I say it's weird, right? But I don't even let me be clear in saying that I asked that question because I don't like that part. Like, I don't like the fact that I look at that. I would like like, what's wrong with me where I can't look at them functioning correctly and be like, that's the way it should be. That's positive. That's good. That's healthy. The kids are healthy. You know what I mean?
I just think it's awkward.
Yeah.
And you're not in the situation.
Yeah. And I like it. I want more of it. In fact, I interacted with a friend last night at a concert. Her ex-husband is still a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I can feel the tension, right?
Yeah.
I can feel they're obviously not together anymore and they divorced, but the way that she navigated it was so healthy. Like she still talked about him. She didn't act like he was some sort of villain or something. You know what I mean? Like it was a level of maturity that maybe I question my own level of maturity. It forces me to look back on myself.
If you'd be able to do it. Yeah.
Because I don't think I can, but I would like to strive to do it.
Yeah, and hopefully you won't be in this situation.
Right.
I would love to be friends with my wife's future husband. Because
we're planning ahead.
We could talk ass together and be like, she's crazy, right? Like, I knew it.
I mean, there is some bonding.
We're bonding. We're like, you're cool, dude.
Totally. I've seen my ex-husband and husband kind of like catch each other's eye and laugh about something I said when we're all together at like my daughter's 21st birthday.
Yeah.
You know, there is that weird bond of a familiarity where these two people really know me better than anybody else. That's kind of funny.
And I think it's because of Daniel's emotions. And the same thing with my wife. My wife could never, I mean, she's told me before, she's like, if you ever divorce me, I'll ruin your life. I'll ruin your new wife's life. I'll leave stalking her on Facebook. Anyway,
See,
all the crazy.
I think I went through a phase
I'll dig
of
my
that.
car or my key into your car, the whole thing.
You do the full carry other one. Yeah, you go full carry.
I see future therapy referrals.
And she couldn't get past it. I mean, still to this day, she'll bring up something when I was 16 years old, Colette.
I had a dream that you bought your new wife breast implants. It's like, that didn't even happen. That's not even a real...
She's mad about something that hasn't occurred.
Yeah.
She'll tell me stuff. She'll be like, remember when you held that girl's hand? I was like, I was 16 years old.
Yeah, we're supposed to hold girls' hands.
I can't even remember what that person even looked like in my head. I couldn't pick her out of a lineup.
That's what I would say, too. That's what I would say.
She remembers because it felt like a big threat.
Oh,
and it's burned in the psyche.
It still ruins my day, Colette. And then I'm like, will this happen when I'm 80? And she's like, yes, it will. And I'm like, that's how strong the human emotions are.
Yeah. I too have thought about if Andrea, which is such an unlikely scenario, but if she ever did anything to wrong me, how I would bring the fire of hell crashing down upon her.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what emotional people do. You know, you love hard, hate hard, you know.
Absolutely.
And I dislike the hate hard part. I really do.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, not even for the most part, it is nothing but a reaction. If I can give it 90 seconds, I'm good.
It passes.
Yeah.
It's that amygdala hijack.
It's like a craving. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a surge of emotion and you go temporarily into your fight or flight system. But you're right. If we can wait that out, emotions rise and fall. They subside. Actually, emotions will pass in 90 seconds if you don't think or act your way into another cascade of emotion. People don't realize that, but it's actually profound.
All right.
Yeah, that's why when you ever see me like frozen here, I'm
Yeah,
giving it
you're-
90. I have to
you're
give
right
I'm
in the 90.
It's
All
like
right.
they think I'm Silas Marner. Like I have narcolepsy and I've fallen asleep in the woods chopping wood. Nope.
You're just regulating your emotions.
I'm just giving it 90 seconds of in my own mind.
So, Colette, let's talk about some celebrity relationships.
Yeah.
There's good stuff happening
hot
right
news.
now.
I'm out of the celebrity loop. I don't know all the gossip. Daniel's more of, he informs me of what's going on.
Emotional people care more about what celebrities are doing.
Yes.
You know, so
I've got the hot goss too.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
so-
what's the new celebrity gossip?
Well, everybody's talking about the fact that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban broke up, that she's filed for divorce.
Okay.
And there's a lot of backlash. I think there's a couple interesting angles here, but there's a lot of backlash online because some people have suggested that she worked too much and that she was in too many risque, sexy roles, and this is why she got divorced. And that is BS. I mean, I know I don't know them, but I can almost guarantee that's BS. And I think it's extremely misogynistic. Nobody would ever accuse or blame a divorce on a man working too much. And I just can't believe in 2025 we're still having these narratives, but we are.
So,
well,
now,
for her, 19 years of marriage.
Right.
And that's not some of the things that I read were that he put down roots without her, meaning I had read that the minute that he had, I guess he found some sort of piece of property that he liked with a ranch and everything. And he bought that and kind of was making that his thing. And she was like, you're not even including me in this, at all, and it looks like you're putting down roots without me and moving on almost, so to speak. Yeah. That's what I had read.
Well, so Colette, you are well aware that you could call it a long distance relationship, but they both are professional entertainers that tour a lot.
At the highest level.
At the highest level. And whether you're making a movie or you're touring, you're not together all the time. And that's extra hard to make a relationship work when you are apart for long periods of time, right?
Absolutely. I think Hollywood couples are subjected to a whole higher level of stress, pressure, potential for disconnection. They're not together. You have two people who are potentially even competitive in terms of fame and success. Even though we like to think we're more evolved than that, those things do affect a relationship. Plus, you're exposed constantly to other people.
Yeah, target-rich environment for cheating, right?
Yeah, it really is. And the reality is, I love the line, not that I endorse this idea, but that Chris Rock said years ago in one of his first HBO specials.
I've never seen a ring block a hole.
Okay, that was not what I was thinking.
Oh, is it the N-word one? Okay. Michael Scott.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're down to 144. Oh, wait, we're back to 160.
We've plummeted to 1,000.
No, we went way higher. No.
So he said a man is only as faithful as his options. Oof. And I was like, damn, right? And we don't have to make it only men. Back in the day, more affairs were happening with men because men were in the workplace and women were at home. Now women are cheating. Most of my couples where infidelity is at issue. I have way more couples where the woman has been unfaithful now than the man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So we're seeing a shift.
Way more. And that's just my own anecdotal experience of what I see in the office. I don't really know what the exact numbers are there, but I do know we can't trust infidelity numbers because they're underreported. People don't want to admit.
Yeah.
So even when
it's like when everybody on the morning show tried to convince me that none of them masturbated.
Right.
Like, okay, guys.
Bullshit. Yeah. Ooh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I got you.
It's just not. It's not realistic, and nobody wants to cop to it. So I think the numbers are around 50% of men, 20-something% of women. More people than that have had affairs or indiscretion. So it's certainly possible something like that has played a role here on either side. But the reality is, first of all, obviously, we have no idea what's going on. But in most cases, even if these pressures of celebrity status contributed, it's really emotional disengagement and disconnection that causes relationships to fall apart. And maybe the travel schedule is part of it. But most likely, they have had a series of unrepaired incidences that created distance, things that haven't been addressed, potentially growing apart. And it's very easy from the outside to speculate and pinpoint or put the blame on these things that we can see. But most likely it's that they've gotten disconnected from one another over time.
And also celebrity relationships are, to me, the toughest because not only do you have your own work, especially if you're both entertainers that are driving you apart, but you also have media, tabloids, the internet constantly scrutinizing everything you do. Like, if
they run with narratives that aren't true either. We saw that big time just a couple of months ago with Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, where, the media is like tearing them apart. Like, look, they're going to be divorced soon. They're going to be divorced soon. Then Bro goes out and releases 2 albums back to back, and they look happier than they've ever been. Like, I think that one, I think it was completely not. I think they got it wrong. But imagine the pressure from the inside of that. No wonder that guy hates the media and hides in the woods.
You leave your ring in the ring. I take my ring off the minute I get home because I don't like any jewelry on me.
Sure.
Oh, that's what I would say too.
Yeah. That's your excuse.
I don't like to wear jewelry while I'm cheating on my wife.
But if you walk out of the house one day and you're a celebrity and you don't have your ring on, it's all of a sudden it's over and she's cheating and we don't know. But I think another interesting element of this is how invested people get in parasocial relationships. People follow these celebrities. They project their own ideas about what they stand for. So there's been this narrative that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban had this great marriage. They defied the Hollywood odds. I think we long to see that.
I have a theory on this. The only reason we thought it was good is because they both spoke in the same stupid accent.
You're
That's
right.
it. That's it.
I'm like, they're meant to be together.
Yeah, we heard them talk, and we're like, oh, yeah, that's true love. We had no idea the guy was a monster. The guy was a monster. I also saw a meme that was very funny. It's like right now, the hardest thing they're doing is dividing up their hair straighteners. Okay, that was a very funny meme.
Oh, my God, that's so funny. Well, and I also think they were sort of an unlikely couple. She's Australian. He's this country singer guy.
Yeah.
They have kids together. She stood by him while he was in treatment for addiction, which is a big deal for a long time. So I think we want to believe in these relationships. We get very invested. And then also psychologically, people have divorce contagion fear. People are terrified of being near people who are getting divorced. Like so many people ran like little rodents the minute I got divorced 20 years ago because they think it's going to happen to them. They're terrified by this of taking a look at their own relationships. So I think this has made a lot of people feel like, oh no, if this could happen to this couple who seems so perfect, this could happen to me.
Yeah. Are they both Australian or is one of them New Zealand?
Is he?
Same
I thought
thing.
he was from like the deep south.
No. He's New Zealand or Australian.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're both.
Okay.
That's why I think everybody's so dumb that they were like, you Australian. You New Zealand, so are Australia. That's sort of okay.
That's like North and South Carolina.
Yeah, hey, man.
It's fine.
Yeah, go eat some barbecue. Like it looks very.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
And
it looks like it works. It looks like it should work.
Yeah, and I think once they got there, we were all like, oh, perfect fit. We've solved the puzzle.
Like in any time in celebrity relationships when one of the people cheat, right? Mm-hmm. And then everybody, like the society scrutinizes that person, or like how dare he cheat on his wife? Like I'd never cheat on my wife. And then I always look at that person. I'm like, no one's trying to sleep with you.
Right. Back to Chris Rock.
No one's even hit on you.
You have no options.
In 20 years. Yeah. It's like to cheat on your wife, you would have to do a tremendous amount of effort and go. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of effort
you
it would take.
You have to pay people.
Yeah. You would have to pay for it. And so like this person, they were waiting outside this person's hotel room. Exactly. The groupies were waiting, and they're like, please let me be with you. I won't tell it. Like that's how much like temptation there is with celebrities sometimes that they don't even realize. Like I can't even wrap my head around that temptation. Like if I just walk outside, then I could just pick a girl and then cheat at that moment. Like that's a crazy amount of pressure.
There's a supply and demand element to all of this, and 80-something%, I can't remember the exact number, of people will say in a survey that they are morally opposed to infidelity and that they would never, ever, ever cheat. I mean, I think we all think and know cheating is wrong, right?
Yeah.
It sucks to be on the other side of that. And I've been on the other side of that, and it's awful. But those same people, many of them do end up having indiscretions, and they don't excuse cheating. They don't think it's good. They're not serial cheaters. I mean, I think there's a misunderstanding. There is a percentage of people who really just don't care. I mean, we know as much as potentially 4% of the population is sociopathic, not psychopathic, but sociopathic, meaning no emotions, no limbic system. They'll do whatever they want. They don't care who it affects. So there are people who will cheat and they don't even feel guilty, but most people feel terrible about it. They never thought they'd get in that situation. It's most often with somebody at work because you spend a lot of time with somebody. I mean, like you guys,
well,
right?
All of our
Your
employees
bromance.
quit, so
so you're safe. Yeah.
Well, there's still an opportunity with this. Me and Daniel are sitting here okay.
Have you seen the documentary, the Corey Feldman documentary?
No.
The relationship that Tom and I have is very much like Corey Haim and Charlie Sheen on the set of Lucas.
Oh, do you mean the Charlie Sheen documentary?
No. There's a hidden Corey Feldman documentary. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. And
it's a ramblings of a crazy person.
It's the ramblings of a crazy person. But we have the same. We have an Uncle Charlie and
I'll bring the Crisco.
Corey Haim Crisco relationship.
Jesus.
We got our first voicemail of the show.
You want
I can't wait. Yes.
So let's play our first voicemail.
All right. And if you'd like to leave us a voicemail or an email, hello@livestream.com. LoveThyNeighborShow.com is the email address. hello@LoveThyNeighborShow.com. You can leave an email there. And if you want to call the show, you can call the show right here. The number is 1-844-866-6326. And I did that without my glasses.
Yeah, just say this is for Love Thy Neighbor, and we'll have our own vanity number soon. We're still building everything.
Yeah. Here we go. This is a voicemail.
Hi there. I am calling for the Love Thy Neighbor podcast. I'm a big fan of Colette, and I listen to her podcast. So I thought this was really neat to be able to call in. My relationship question is very specific. My husband invested well over the last 10 years, and now he can retire early. We looked at the numbers, and technically I could retire early with him. We run a business and art gallery on the side, and I'm interested in spending a ton of time just pouring it into that instead of working and doing the art gallery. It was his efforts that got us here. I'm nervous about not supporting myself and living off of the money he made. Also add to that, I got medical issues where I have to go to the doctor frequently, and I imagine that's expensive when you don't, work for a proper company. So I will cost more than he will cost when we retire. What are things we should know? What are boundaries we should set? What are conversations we should have before we kind of make the leap? Thank you so much. And like I said before, I'm a big fan.
Thank you for your voicemail. You're very brave and sweet of you to leave that. And you did I thought you did a damn fine job of laying out something pretty complicated to us.
Yeah. It's a great question.
Is she trying to get in front of resentment? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
here?
I think that's accurate. But I also think a lot of times people's perception of how their partner might feel potentially is not accurate, right? We don't really know how her husband feels about any of this. Hopefully he's coming from the place of genuinely just, I want to see you doing what you want to do. I mean, I got so excited inside when I heard her say, I want to spend more time at this gallery. And I mean, what a beautiful thing to be able to do what you want to do and not have to worry about money. What I suspect is this is her own inner working model of self. And in therapy, that's the way you see yourself, that she feels uncomfortable and even a little unsafe not providing for herself, which I totally understand. There can be a feeling of loss of power for somebody if they're not contributing.
Like a dynamic shift?
Yeah. I mean, maybe she fears a dynamic shift, or she doesn't want to feel like a burden, or like you said, Dan, she doesn't want to feel like her husband could resent her if she costs more. But this is
bring it up later, right? Like that's the thing I was thinking of is like from my side, and I'm really good at this now, but I wasn't really good at this. I was the guy in the deep, recesses of my mind. You flag all the things that you want to bring up later that dig deep.
Oh, yeah. I love screaming, I pay the bills here.
This guy knows, yeah. I want to high five you or hug you. I don't know.
You get along well with my husband.
But seriously, that is...
Without me, you'd be nothing.
I made you.
Oh, yeah,
Such a healthy habit.
That's called the pretty woman.
Yeah.
But it also works both ways, though. I think when you're entering it, like I feel like in this scenario, what I heard, like I'm taking a gamble in saying this, but I feel like that guy is genuine. And I feel like he does want her just to do the gallery. And because it sounds like that's the type of, also you're going to own an art gallery. I feel like that's what you're going to say. I don't know. I'm just I'm profiling.
We don't really know how he feels, but I got that impression as well. And she asked, what are the conversations we should have? Yeah. I mean, I don't think that there are necessarily boundaries to be laid out here. If you're a team, you're a team. I think the biggest thing is to have the conversation and really for her to ask her husband, is there any part of you that could potentially resent this? Now, that doesn't mean it can't change in the future. They're going to have ongoing conversations. But I suspect you're right, Dan, that he's really coming from an open-hearted place of, hey, we're in this great position. Let's do what we love. Life is short. But she's still going to have trouble because this, to me, sounds more internal within her. We don't know if she suffered financially in the past. We don't know what kind of models she had in her parents. Did her mom go through something where they had financial devastation and her mom couldn't support herself? I went through that. And to me now, like not bringing in my own money would feel scary for me, even if I were in a position to do that because of some of what I've endured. However, if he's really genuine about it, she might even want to do some therapy or talk through this with somebody, being able to let go and jump into this role. Or she might say, you know what, I just can't feel totally comfortable. Even if you, husband, are totally genuine, I think I'm going to need to at least work part-time or something just to make myself feel better. I see that a lot in therapy, where I have friends that really don't even need the money, but they work and they work and they work because they don't feel good unless they're earning.
And contributing to the relationship. I know my wife's like that as well. That she feels all like she has to make her own way. She has to be
because you're so powerful and you do so much, right?
Well,
I'm helping you out here, buddy.
As I'm thinking about this, there is a legal parachute here too. It's why these laws are made, so that like if you do end up getting divorced, like he'll have to pay alimony.
You can kiss that gallery goodbye. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but
you better start selling some frames. Let's piece out this furniture. Is that IKEA? Let's piece it out.
There are protections for relationships where if you don't make the money and
right.
For long enough time, especially long-term marriages, that if you do get divorced, you're not screwed. Like you are protected somewhat.
I don't think this is really so much about what would happen to her. I think it's more a feeling and a fear. I also think it was very interesting when she said, I have some health stuff and I could potentially cost more. It sounds like she really wants to be fair, and it doesn't feel comfortable to think that she might not be pulling her weight. And I'm saying this from the perspective of her mind. Sure. And then she could potentially cost the relationship more. He may not care about that at all, and it might just be a matter of her getting to be comfortable with this new way and letting go of some of these beliefs about what she has to do.
Okay. So, Colette, I often present this to my wife, and this is a little more personal.
Yeah.
Is like anytime she feels like maybe, and rarely she feels this way, but if I'm doing more work than she is, like in the family, if I'm getting up early, making the kids breakfast, whatever I'm doing, I'm like, you can always even it out with favors, if you know what I mean. I will take I will do almost all work in this entire house for these specific favors, and it's so easy for you to do. In my mind, I'm like, like how easy is it to, eat a popsicle? If you know what I mean?
Yeah. How hard is it to brush your teeth with a banana?
I'm not asking you to run a marathon here.
Yeah. Bartering here, sexual favors for household chores.
How hard is it to put a balloon in your mouth?
And she is
like
not,
the ones that they use at like the clowns. They make the balloon animals.
And I can't understand. She is not about that.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, the term,
I wonder why.
I can already hear her. Is that all you think of it? Well, then okay. Exactly. Well, then you make the lunches. I don't want to. All right. Well, then I guess we're at the Alamo here.
Get to the balloon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I think the sexual favor part aside, the mental load is a huge thing for couples. I know you're going to run with
Well, that's involved too, a mental load. That's what I call it.
Sometimes you need a physical load. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's kind of on your brain. Sorry.
No, I should have known you were going to take off with that term.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. This is okay. Yeah. We also have to talk about our homework from last week and whether or not we did it. Do you even remember your homework?
Yeah. Kiss for some sort of amount of seconds. I can't remember.
6 seconds.
6 seconds, yeah.
6 seconds.
I'm happy to report I did not do that. Back to you. Because I don't believe it's that easy. It's just like, could we kiss for 6 seconds?
Should we be business partners or not? Do you think I did it or not?
Well, I mean, your wife doesn't even care.
Do you think I did it or not?
I think you did do it.
I tried to do it.
Okay.
I did kiss my wife more in the mornings. I couldn't get on board with the hold it for 6 seconds. I couldn't do it.
Why?
I don't know. I'm going to have to do it again. I don't know.
It felt awkward.
It feels awkward.
Okay, it does feel awkward.
I'm going to have to just...
I think you should do it anyway.
I'm just going to grin and bear it.
Push through the awkwardness.
Yeah.
What if the homework for this week is to do it one time?
Okay, that's fair.
Like I not even twice a day, like I said before.
That's fair.
You've got to get through that like uncomfortableness. It's vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's silly. You might giggle a little, but do it anyway.
This is wrong, but I feel myself. This is so wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm just going to share it because I feel like this is the safest show we all do. Like, I'm very safe in here. But when I kiss for too long with my wife, I'm like, stop this, gay. And that means nothing. It's a meaningless. I'm like, yeah, gay. Like, but I don't.
Vulnerability.
It doesn't even make any sense. It's just like, why would don't do that.
It's the vulnerability
Yeah.
in your body, feeling like you're making yourself very, very raw and vulnerable.
Yeah, and there's something also about breathing while my wife is breathing. We're breathing. Like,
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's
Can't
weird.
breathe. You have to hold your
Yeah.
breath.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it creates connection. It's bonding. I mean, it's been proven. It's been studied. And once you do it a couple of times, it doesn't feel that awkward. I mean, you don't even have to do one Mississippi. Just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Start there.
All right. Yeah. Just power
It's probably
through.
more like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
but
power
we'll take
through.
It. Yeah.
Start at 3. Okay. Gotcha.
Colette, I have got a question for you
Yeah.
that a lot of your patients probably feel, and I've felt like this before, is that it feels like in every relationship there is one person that needs to change their behavior and the other person is fine. And I feel like that in kind of my relationship where I'm the problem. It's me, Taylor Swift. You know, like it's like it seems like I need to change my behavior to make this relationship better. Because I don't really care on the other side. I have no complaints or whatever. I'm like fine with my wife and everything.
You wanted more favors.
And yeah. But I'll whatever.
Okay,
it's not that big of a deal.
I'll let her know that it was more favors, but now it's a whatever.
And I feel like a lot of guys, you settle into your life with kids and you work and you get home, you do your thing and whatever. You're just like, everything's fine. But meanwhile, your partner is like, man, I'm not getting enough out of this. You are not as affectionate.
There's no connection.
You need to do all this work, and then I just hear like, well, I got to do everything, and you got to do nothing. So have you heard that before?
Oh my gosh, yes. But what I more typically hear is people saying, I'm not the problem, my partner's the problem. Most people aren't saying what you're saying.
No, we know we're the problem.
We
should have made this show. The show should have been called
the problem.
Colette and the Two Problems. Because,
Actually, I love that.
Who loses their temper in my relationship? Who is the one who disrupts when things are going very smooth? I mean, Andrea makes it pretty damn smooth for the dentists to roll down the track. If there's anybody, again, not to say this more, but anybody dragging the average down, it's me, 100%.
Yeah. But then you fall into that like, of course you're the problem. But in my mind, I'm like, well, if my wife's the one that thinks I'm the problem, she's the problem.
Wait a minute, I need to start doing that.
I'm just doing nothing here, just working my life, whatever, waiting to die.
Like I'm everybody just the main breadwinner, building all this resentment.
Well, here's the reality. I mean, first of all, I like hearing you guys say we know we're the problem. And I'm not going to rule out Colette and the Two Problems. It's kind of catchy.
It is. That could be our band.
It's way
better. Radio shows start
bands.
bands.
I mean, I would branch out into that. I think it's way better for people to come in saying, I need to work on me. If both partners are doing that, then we're going to get really great results, honestly. So I don't think what you're saying is bad at all. However, it is always true that a relationship is a dynamic, even if it's not a marriage, right? It's two people reacting to one another. So there's always a role that each person plays, because the most important thing isn't really what your issues are. We know from research that 69% of a couple's problems are unsolvable, meaning they will continue to have those same issues throughout the lifespan.
I love that 69, by the way. It's how great.
That's
all I heard.
Did you know that, what we learned this week, and it ties into 69? Did you know that a lot of women don't like to be on top during 69 because of their size?
A lot of women don't like 69.
Because of their weight. Yeah, my wife hates 60.
That was the first thing I learned
hard
as a
to
kid.
concentrate.
It was the first thing I learned as a boy.
Yeah, it's not
In fact,
fun.
I thought
It is fun.
I thought my mom
Not
and
for
dad.
women.
I'm pretty sure my mom and dad told me they conceived me 69. I was told
That's
that.
impossible.
That would be
I
a
was
feat.
told that. I was
I'm
the
not sure
immaculate.
how that
They called me
happens.
the immaculate 69.
So every time I give a relationship stat, it triggers some kind of interesting thought in your mind. It's fascinating. No, I love it. I love it. But so basically back to this is that you're going to have the same issues over and over and over. So it's how you interact around the issues. And there is always something each person brings to that. For example, you bring up a problem and your partner immediately gets defensive or shuts down.
That's me.
You may be the one causing more of the issues, but that defensiveness or shutting down is still contributing to disconnection in the relationship. I also think people are not necessarily tuned into their needs. And if you really did therapy and got more attuned to yourself inside and were more connected to not only you, but your wife emotionally, you might be surprised that not that your wife isn't amazing, but that you might have some needs or things that you wanted to ask for or work through with her. What is true, though, is that sometimes one person is more of the problem, not that the other person doesn't contribute. And in couples therapy, we're always trying to help people say, okay, you work on you each work on you, and not to come in and call them out and say, you're messed up and you're the problem, because shaming does not help anybody grow.
No.
How often do you find out that people go to therapy and the person that is expecting you to say that their partner is the problem, then you have to go, you have to work on yourself, and they're shocked by it?
Yeah, a lot. And it's a delicate act to do that.
Oh, it sounds very uncomfortable.
Yeah, just to help people say, even if you're so aggrieved by what's happening and it's not fair, you can't control your partner. The only thing you can do is work on making yourself better, and you do that for your own well-being, your own emotional maturity, and for the health of the relationship.
Awesome. Well, Colette, I think that's where we'll end it today.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your book coming out next year.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
It is actually, so tomorrow is my 52nd birthday and the 4-month anniversary of when my book will be coming out. So it's called The Cost of Quiet, How to Have the Hard Conversations That Lead to Secure, Lasting Love. It's already available for pre-order on my website, ColetteJaneFair.com, or on Amazon, of course. And I'm starting to promote it and talk about it and do some interviews for it.
Happy birthday, too.
Thank you.
Very, very cool.
And yeah, I think so. I'm excited about this phase of life.
This is going to be awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
And you have a current podcast, correct? That people can
let's plug it.
Insights from the Couch, real talk for women at midlife. I co-host with my friend and really seasoned, amazing therapist, Laura Bowman, and we talk about all the stuff women are dealing with, from perimenopause to anxiety to empty nesting. I mean, you name it.
And you had recently had a guest on Jordan Belford's ex-wife?
Yes, definitely ex. So Dr.
wild.
Nadine Macaluso, she actually also endorsed my book, which is amazing. She was played by Margot Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
She's
I remember.
Real life. Yes.
I remember what she did.
Who forgets that?
I do. Yeah, that was a scene.
Right.
That was a scene.
And she specializes in helping people get out of trauma bonds, narcissistic relationships, toxic relationships. She's become a psychologist, and she's a lovely human being. And that episode is available. It just dropped the other day. It's available on all the podcast platforms.
Awesome. Go like, subscribe. Also, with this show, guys, you've been doing such a good job of rating our show 5 stars, giving us reviews. Please continue that on Apple Podcasts.
Helps so much.
And YouTube, YouTube Music. And just hit us up if you do want to, ask a question to Colette.
Send me your questions.
Yeah, hello@lovethyneighborshow.com. That is the email address. And you can always leave us a voicemail message using the T&D app.
Yep, and of course, we're Tom and Dan. You could find us anywhere podcasts are heard. Just search Tom and Dan, A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
TomandDan.com,
Yeah, and we will see you next week.
Awesome.
Great.
We're still on Twitch and YouTube.
Okay, perfect. That was good.
Yeah,
that was great.
All right.
Except for the AC cutting off and...
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
It got hot as hell in here.
It did get hot.
We must have been...
No, I wondered. I thought it was like a hot flash.
No, it's not you.
Our damn the thing is set on eco mode, so if no one goes into that room,
It doesn't trigger on.
We need to install one in here. You should have told me, dude. I didn't notice.
Aw.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for doing
All right,
that.
great, right?
I'll
So
get it.
can you email me or text me the phone number and the
Yes.
the email for the comments so that I can add that to the...
Yep.
Why can't I think? To the mass email that I sent out.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
And we'll give you access to the email, just so you have that, and then we'll get a new vanity number, so we'll have our own. But for right now, we'll just collect them through.
Okay,
the
great.
one
But I'm so glad we're off to a good start, you guys.
Yeah, well done. Really, really good, y'all.
I think the amount of time in the show is perfect. We have some get through some topics, 40 minutes in and out.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay.
Cool. Well, thank you for doing that.
Oh my gosh,
and then
thank you.
let's take a couple group photos.
Okay.
We got to be quick because we got 7 minutes.
Yep. And then we'll maybe just sit on the couch.
Oh my god, sometime I want to play jazz.
Oh yeah, you should. It's the best one.
I know, that's when I heard you say
It's
that.
so good because it's
where do you want
super
it?
complicated.
Just sit on the couch. Yeah,
You want me in the
You
middle?
in the middle. Sure.
All right, we have to like pretend we
Yeah,
like
we
each
have to.
other.
You have to get closer, or it doesn't look right. I remember Tony doing this. To rub your butts together.
Yeah, because otherwise it looks like we're like strangers. And
I gotta wipe the sweat off my eyeballs. Sorry if I'm sweaty.
No.
It's all the heat off that machine running the cameras. It gets so hot, it blows right up my pants.
There, you guys, it got very hot. It feels so good right here.
It'd be better to run that machine out here and then run the cables in there. But
I'll get someone to install a thermostat inside the.
We have the thermostat.
Yeah,
we just need to put it in.
See, mine is I set mine on. Does that help you?
Yeah,
Instead
we
of auto?
just need to take it off. Except for when we leave, it's just cool when the place. Hang on. Get my settings right real quick.
That is some flash.
You getting in new gear lately?
No. Just kind of riding it out.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person that
Me
gets
neither.
new.
I've been using the same crap
Okay,
forever.
let's lean in.
Lean in real quick. Still kind of dialing this down a little bit. Oh, I like that. Okay, cool. We're gonna roll with that. We're gonna do a few, okay? Here we
Okay.
go. Eyes on me. 3, 2, 1. Nice. I'm gonna get a little closer. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna have you guys do something for me real quick. I'm gonna have you guys close your eyes. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. You're gonna open and look
Okay.
straight, and you're gonna smile. All right. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now you guys do some. Okay.
Was it a jump in the air?
You know what? Here,
The old wedding jump in the air?
I got an idea. Okay. Go like. Oops. Sorry.
Oh, it breaks all your camera stuff.
God, I'm sorry.
Stop. I got an idea.
Let's smash
Take
all the
pictures of me
equipment.
smashing Tony's equipment.
I'm gonna grab this chair and you got money, so I'm
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll get it off. I'm gonna put this right here. Let's go sit there, and then me and Dana are
Oh,
lay on the
that's
couch.
cute. That's cute.
So.
Like we're being.
Yeah.
Therapy as a couple?
And then I'm gonna lay like this.
Okay, that is hysterical.
Okay.
I love that.
It's very warm. I could fall asleep right here.
You guys look like a really cute couple.
I gotta move this over.
We do a lot of this. We took gay photos for the Sentinel and they published them. The one in the Sentinel is him holding me from behind and he has his hands on my titties.
I have that on my wall.
Yeah, and he took it and they printed it in the front page of the fucking Sentinel. Front page.
Oh my god.
On the day. It was on an important day too.
It was like some sort of like bombing somewhere.
Yeah, it was like a bomb. It was October 7th, I think. It was when Hamas chopped up everybody.
Yeah.
And you guys bumped them.
Let's see. Let me get my settings right real quick again. See? Whoops.
Yeah.
Like we're saying
Great,
something.
like gestures.
Yeah, we'll
Tell us when.
Oh, I gotta jump in there. 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes. Let's see. That works. Hang on. Just keep doing that. We're shooting. Hang on. You guys can actually talk. Man.
Okay.
I don't like actually though. You don't tell me what to do. I like pretending I'm a photo. Look, I'm a photo.
Colette.
This is why I could never be really famous, because like, this is all bullshit.
Stop taking my photo.
The only thing that matters
it like hurts your face.
Yeah. The only thing that matters is us doing well on the show. All this other shit.
Why just forget about it.
I love
Yeah, but I want to collect because I want to see your profile. So like, talk to Daniel.
Okay.
Hello there, and we're talking about it's a really bad because I'm bad to Andrea.
You are the problem.
I punch her in the face. I slap my daughter around.
My God.
And when she's not good enough at dance, I call her a whore. I call her a whore, and I spank her bare bottom.
You're like unknown number on Netflix.
And I take secret photos of her friends while they pee. There you go. It's the worst thing I can think of to say. It's literally the worst thing I can think of to say.
All right.
It's perfect.
Is it? I don't know. All right. My wife would be like, this is fucking
over the top.
Good seeing you.
You are
Thank
amazing.
you for doing such a great job.
As soon as I know about tomorrow morning, I'll text you.
Okay? Oh, yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, just text me and then we'll
Okay,
we'll meet you
perfect.
there.
And then you'll send me the photos.
Okay, I saved that.
I mean, if you got
Keep.
a second.
Yeah.
Keep on. He's calling.
Okay.
It's a regular call.
Okay. Perfect. What's the guy's name again?
Oh, crap. Where's my...
I got it right here. Graham Sharp.
And send me some.
What did I do with my... Oh, no. I lost my intro for the dates. Because Tony stacked my papers. Oh, God.
Thursday, October 2nd.
I'll
Oh,
print
no,
it
that's
again.
today. That's it.
I'll print it again.
Oh, I got it. Here we go. Here, just take this.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
I just need a Graham Sharp.
Perfect. All right.
And what is it? What's the Rangers? Hold on.
Steep Canyon Rangers. All right, we're back, guys. We're back. And he should be calling. No Zoom. Hopefully it works. Graham Sharp. You can see him at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. Great.
Hello, Graham. Hey, how you doing? Good, real good. I appreciate it. Well, I'll put you on hold, and then we'll start the interview in about 30 seconds. All right, no problem. Hold on one second.
All right. Line one?
Yep.
Graham, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the time, man. We'll start right now. Here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. You can come over, hang out in the chat room, talk to everybody, watch the show live on the YouTube. Just search for @TomandDanLive. It's @TomandDanLive on all social media.
We've got a guest on the line. We have Graham Sharp from the Steep Canyon Rangers on the line.
Yeah.
How you doing, Graham?
I'm doing great this morning. How you guys doing?
Real
Great.
good, man. Hey, you know, and I want to do our due diligence first because I was just at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, and you can see Graham Friday, October 3rd, 7:30 at the Ponte Vedra Beach Concert Hall. It's a great venue. And then you can also see him with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Jeff Bapko, and the Steep Canyon Rangers on October 4th. That's that's one show at Hard Rock Live Hollywood. And then 2 shows Sunday, October 5th at Ruth Eckerd Hall. Man, it is such an honor to be able to talk to such a true musician and bluegrass legend. And thank you so much for the time, man. We appreciate you calling up our show.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Glad to be here. Looking forward to being down your way here in a day or two.
Do you get to Florida a lot? And because we saw, when was it, 5 years ago? We saw Steve Martin and Martin Short at the Dr. Phillips Center here in town.
Yeah.
And I know he did play banjo, but you guys have been kind of palling around together for quite a long time, have you not?
Yeah, I think it's 16 years now we've been playing with Steve. So I think somehow that makes the Steep Canyon Rangers his longest running collaborator of his career, maybe, which is pretty crazy to think about.
How did that relationship start, Graham?
You know, we just sort of connected randomly, actually through through Ann, his wife, and we kind of knew her a little bit, and then that was right around when he was kind of getting back into his bluegrass career.
Yeah.
And sort of one thing, like a spaghetti dinner, turned into him sort of sitting in a couple times, turned into a benefit show here and there, turned into a world tour, turned into 2 albums and all this, now 16 years later.
And now you can see him here in Florida. And you're a banjo guy too, right? Is that what you started on as a young man?
That's right. Well, I started in college, so yeah, a lot younger than I am now.
Right on. And banjo is one of those instruments. I had an old Deering, the one that you buy when you want to learn, that little Deering learner banjo.
The good time.
Yeah, the good time. And I had one of those, and I taught myself how to just kind of tinker around on it. And I will tell you, it is one of the most satisfying instruments to play because of the different picking patterns with your right hand. How did you grow to sort of fall in love with the banjo? Because it's a pretty unique instrument.
Yeah, I was a big lover of the Grateful Dead kind of in my high school days.
Yeah.
And Jerry Garcia, the guitar player, Jerry Garcia was a banjo player, it turns out.
Oh, no way.
And he got really close to having a career in bluegrass music. And I don't know, there's this story of this moment where he's staying on a hill at a bluegrass festival looking out, and he sort of makes the decision. He's like, nope, I'm going back to San Francisco. And that was the end of the bluegrass dream for him, and the beginning of what became the Grateful Dead. That's the story, at least.
Wow. I've never heard that.
I fell in love with the banjo from there. I know, isn't it a cool story?
Yeah, because I find that the banjo normally kind of carries with it, that type of instrument, it kind of carries those type of stories. It's like it is a very unique and interesting instrument. Yes, Tom, question.
So, Graham, speaking of dreams, I saw on your social media you did something that would be my personal dream to do in my lifetime and is amazing, and it's flying across the country with your son in a small plane. And I was looking at the photos and stuff. I'm like, this is awesome.
It looks amazing,
So
dude.
how did this all happen, Graham?
He got the flying bug, early in his life, and as soon as he possibly could, he had some great mentors, and there's some programs where, some folks with planes will take kind of young folks up in the plane and actually give them the yoke and let them fly. And he just fell into it. And then, from then on, he was getting every certification the first day he could, the day he turned 16, the day he turned 17, the day he turned 18, and worked as a flight instructor really hard, and ended up buying a plane that was in Portland, Oregon. So the only way to get it back home was for him and I to go out there.
Oh, I
and
didn't
fly
know
this
that.
Tiny little plane across the country.
So you guys were actually, he is using his funds to purchase his own. Man, how proud are you of your guy buying his own plane and then learning how to fly it? That is so cool.
Flying it from Portland to, was it North Carolina?
Yes, Portland and North Carolina via, Santa Fe is where we had to end up going around the Rockies because of the weather. But it was such an adventure, and I'm no help in that. I can't fly. The only reason I could really help is I'm old enough to rent a car and get hotel rooms where we couldn't do. But.
So first,
play a little banjo in the sky. I don't know.
How old is your son, and what kind of plane was it?
So he's 19 now. He was 18 at the time. But, yes, it's called an RV-6, which is just it's like a kit-built plane. They call them experimental planes, which is terrifying. I don't want to be in experimental planes, but that's what it is. It's just a tiny little thing. It's actually an aerobatics plane is what it is. But, yeah, he took it easy on me and didn't do any barrel rolls while we were going.
Oh, my God. Your kid bought an aerobatics plane. That's awesome.
Graham, I want to put myself in your shoes for a second, because no one knows their sons like their dad, right? And because
I agree with that.
And I know my sons are 10 and 11, so they're way younger. But I imagine if they ever had this dream, first, it would be awesome, and I'd love to experience my son flying me across the country in a plane he bought himself. But I would also think about all those times he forgot his backpack and his lunch and all the little mistakes he's made throughout his life. And then I'm like, well, how safe is this?
Also, he's you, and you know you.
Yeah.
He's a part of you, and you know how forgetful you are.
And that's fine. If I go down with my son, that's the way I want to go. But were you nervous at all?
Well, when you mention it, it's like there's times when I wonder, I'm like, I'm not even sure if he can feed himself. But when you sit down and you watch somebody go through like a whole pre-flight routine and just like how meticulous and sort of step-by-step methodical it is, it starts kind of putting you at ease when you see them like really, like I said, not taking anything for granted, not missing a step. And, I think as a parent, you slowly sort of come to accept these things, and what's terrifying in one moment, a few months later becomes a little more so. So, yeah, it's strangely got to be normal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And did he ever express any interest in becoming a musician at all, or was he always more of the engineer brain, pilot brain type of person?
Yeah, interestingly, he never really, he can play piano, pretty well, but that was never for him. But then again, I was 18 years old before I fell into music like I'm doing it now too. So I tell people, if your child is 12, like your sons, if they're 10 or 11 and they haven't shown any interest in something, it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I see people who say, "Oh, my kid, he'll never do that," but I didn't start till I was 18 years old, so you just never know.
Yeah,
what you're going to fall in love with.
Back to bluegrass for a second. Last night here in town, and again, you can see you can see Steep Canyon Rangers. You can see a solo show right now at October 3rd at Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. Also, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Steep Canyon Rangers will be October 4th at Hard Rock Live, October 5th at Ruth Eckerd Hall. How many hours do you have to put in to truly learning that craft? I was watching last night here in town. Molly Tuttle was in town, and I went to her show to see her play, and she's one of the greatest guitar players I have ever seen play. When you were learning at 18, was it the age-old, like, I lock myself in my room and just give the banjo hours? Like, because bluegrass and that's, like, traditional music seems so hard.
Yeah, that's it. It's like that thing they say, 10,000 hours for mastery.
And there's no
somebody
other way
like
around
Molly Tuttle's flipped that dial over. No, there's no substitute for it.
Right.
And people like Molly Tuttle and with the band us, we've all flipped that dial over several times.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky. I still love to do it. I still get up in the morning and like to play. That's what I've been doing this morning, writing and playing music. I love to do it. So it doesn't feel like work. It still feels like a calling, if you will.
Do you write on banjo since that's your main instrument, or do you try to write on guitar?
I mostly write on guitar.
Gotcha.
Mostly on guitar, yeah.
So I'm curious, Graham. You said you've been with Steve Martin, Martin Short for partnered up with 16 years, and with did you see an incredible increase in audience when Only Murders came out and kind of reinvigorated their career? Because me and my wife and now my sons watch the Only Murders, and
Huge
it's a gigantic show. I'm sure that put steroids into their popularity.
Yeah, it's cool. So we started, we were with Steve, just us and Steve, and then with Edie Brickell and doing music stuff for probably the first half of that time. And then Marty, they joined up and doing the comedy show. And then about halfway through that, Only Murders in the Building came out. And it's been a real boost. Like you mentioned, we're doing 2 shows in Clearwater, and that's become almost a norm, is where one show is selling out and they're adding another show. And it's amazing. For all the success that these guys have had, you can see what it means to them, and how excited they get about it. I couldn't believe it. I don't know, after the first season of Murders in the Building came out, they're like, "Can you believe it? We've got a hit." We're like, "Well, yeah, I can believe it." Yeah. They still feel that same way.
Yeah, it's got to be weird for you to know these guys who are and they're your friends, but these guys are, to me, they are 2 of the biggest Hollywood and comedy legends that you could ever see. So to have them kind of just cavalier to you about oh, can you believe it? We actually did it this time. It's like, guys, you've been doing it your entire lives.
Yeah, and to me, it's a testament to just watching them. And when me and Daniel watch them live, and when we watch Only Murders, I'm like, man, you can continue that same level of comedy, of enthusiasm, of sharpness,
energy
into your older age, which is kind of become a thing in society where we see older coaches are like, he's too old to coach anymore, still doesn't have it. It's like, man, you can still perform at a high level even as you get older.
So you're saying that maybe Steve Martin could come coach the UNC football team?
He can do anything.
He's great. Yeah, I think he could do it.
Well, Graham, we really appreciate the interview today. Thank you so much for taking the time. And
enjoy your time in Florida. You know, we love when we get, you know, guys like you in our state, so we appreciate you.
Is there any more plans to fly around the country with your son?
No, not as it stands. He's got a girlfriend now at college.
Oh,
man.
Girlfriends are better than playing too. Like,
I knew I'm going to lose my sons to some girls one day.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll fly with me once. So.
Thank you so much for the time, and good luck with the shows, okay?
Hey, really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
Graham.
You too. I wish I had a cool voice like that when I ended interviews.
Yeah.
Y'all be good. Have fun. Me and my son are tougher and cooler than you'll ever be.
I'm friends with Steve Martin.
I play bluegrass. My son's a man. You're weak. You're a weak little man.
That would be awesome, though. Like when I saw that, him like flying with the son and then like cross country, just jumping from airport to airport, and I didn't even know the backstory of his in a plane that his son wanted to buy.
They were having to dodge
awesome.
clouds to avoid ice.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Well, those small planes are the sketchiest way to fly. Like, if you are going to have a problem, it's a small plane. Like, people are so afraid of commercial airlines and, like, bigger
so many
planes.
redundancies. Like, okay, I'll tell you how.
Those small planes, like, they
go down a lot, too. Like, I'll just show you how irrational fear works. To me, it feels in my brain more comforting to think about being in that little plane alone flying it myself
than in a
commercial flight. I understand that to those of you listening that you think about that and you're like, you're an idiot. I don't.
No.
It's not something that I actively choose to feel. This is just the feeling that I think I was born with it. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, but I think that is normal for everybody because I'm not scared of flying at all, but I feel safer and I've felt safer in smaller, like, planes where I could see the pilot. I've flown in many small planes where, like, either you're sitting right behind the pilot or you're sitting passenger. The pilot's there. You could talk to him. Like, that does feel safer than a commercial airline, even though it is 100% not.
Because you're not seeing anything.
Also, I'm like, you could land anywhere on this tiny plane.
Do you want me to talk about last night's concert just to kind of tie it into music?
Yeah.
Okay, so last night I did go to Plaza Live to see Joshua Ray Walker open for Molly Tuttle, who's a very famous bluegrass guitar player. And something happened on stage that I've never experienced before in a concert where, Joshua Ray Walker's up there, and he's had some pretty significant health problems over the past couple years. I guess just 9 months ago, or maybe right at a year, he was diagnosed with stage 3B colon cancer.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was going to die. Like he was told, it's here, So he went into kind of go mode and started recording just like tons of songs. He's like doing cover albums and writing music and stuff like that. And through a series of surgeries and everything, it looks like last night he's on the stage and we're all watching him play. And he stops after like the third or fourth song and he goes, hey, I've been dealing with some health problems and everything. And, just this morning I got my scans back and I just wanted to let you guys know that, it just looks like no more cancer, no more. And the whole place went crazy. He said, no more cancer. The place goes crazy with positive energy. Like I've never had this happen before. I've seen fights, drunk guy fights. I've seen women flash. I've seen, you got Afro Man punches a lady and people fall off the stage. I've seen all kinds of stuff, but nothing that positive. It was like the most positive thing at a concert. The whole crowd went, yeah, no cancer. Then he continued playing more songs.
Now, is there at least one person that is going to say, like, well, hold on, I bought this ticket because I thought it was your last show?
I mean, that is kind of why I bought the ticket, right? Isn't that what I told you? Isn't that exactly what I told you?
I'm joking.
No, I know you're joking, but isn't that exactly
awesome,
what I told you? Like on Monday, I was like, I'm going to see this guy because I don't know how much longer he's going to be around.
Well, it's like the mattress barn saying, we're not going out of business. You're like, I just bought this mattress. But yeah, no, that's cool that he was able to announce that and his cancer wins a remission. Yeah. It's also cool that you'll go to a concert by yourself. Like I
texted your wife about that. I had to be inspired by her.
She does it. My wife does it.
It's hard.
I wonder if that's an emotional person thing.
It's a hard thing to do. But I did it, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I saw Jordan Foley out there. I saw some listeners. Shout out to I bought some. Don't be mad at me, but I put a couple rounds on the company card for some listeners.
Where'd you buy them?
Just a Coors Light, There's a couple of beers. Nothing. I didn't buy them any merch or anything. I just bought them some sensible $17 Coors
Light. Those listeners better appreciate it.
They did. And you know why? Because they came back later and they bought me a Coors Light.
All right.
It was very nice. Didn't really equal out because I was buying more, but that's, I'll get in front of that before you do.
And so you go out, watch a show, then come back. You said you didn't even stay for the headliner, right?
I did for a couple of songs. I did like maybe 5 songs, and then it was like I didn't want to feel super tired today, but I didn't want to go out. I got to get better at that, man. Like my anxiety has nothing to do with anything rational. Like my anxiety of like what did I have to do this morning? Nothing. I was organized. I had everything done.
Well, yeah, we also had our first new show, Love Thy Neighbor, that we had to record, and then there's Moe's Comedy Jam tonight.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
2 nights in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. We had last minute interview with Graham that we got all the 5 minutes to prepare for.
Oh, that was tough. I was sweating. I was sweating.
But we got it done. You know what? We need more pressure because we operate fairly well under pressure.
Oh, I'd give us better than a fairly.
Yeah.
It kills me, but I'm decent at it. But it does take time off my life.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
But we operate good.
Because once we're done with this segment, we'll pause everything. I'll have to walk into the bathroom and spit blood in the toilet.
That's fine. It's like the 11.
A little water in my face.
Sometimes you get a nosebleed because you tried so hard.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, it was fun. It is weird though going out alone because I wanted to ask you this. When I go to concerts alone, I don't know what your wife does, but I don't know what to do with myself when I don't know anybody. Like I don't know where to stand. Because one of the main reasons why it's more fun to go to a concert, well, not fun, one of the reasons why it's more comfortable to go to a concert with more people is that you have somebody to stand with.
Yeah.
Jordan Foley had one of his buddies with him, and they knew each other, and they were standing together. But they didn't invite me to the show. I sort of just went to the show. So it would have been weird for me to go and just, stand behind them to be part of their group.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's weird, but then I don't want to stand by myself because that's awkward, too. So I stood with the listeners.
Yeah, especially any downtime between sets or whatever, then there's because when it's like going to the movies by yourself, that's fine because the movie's happening, who cares? You're not talking
during the show, yeah.
During
you
the show.
Don't have to say nothing. You just concentrate on the music.
Yeah. And so I would do well. It's weird because I'm fine with just sitting and not talking to anybody.
Yeah, and you could stand anywhere.
Yeah, and you know what?
And you're not going to be self-conscious about where you're standing. See, the way my anxiety works, I was standing in the back of general admission, where kind of where the sound booth is, but I was in the middle of the extra lobby area, right? So I was like, should I stand here? I was second guessing where I was standing. I was like, just go hide in the corner.
See, I would feel self-conscious when meeting the listeners because they would be like, why is this guy here by himself? He's a weirdo. He's got no friends.
They did say that.
He's got no friends or family.
I overheard them saying that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would think.
Yeah, they're like, why is he here? They're like, why isn't he home with his loving family? They don't love him.
But you know what is the advantage of seeing a show by yourself? And Crystal realized this, and she's been doing it. Is if you wait till the last minute, this is not your game because you like to be prepared.
Yeah.
But because single tickets go on sale on game time for super cheap, so you can get if you wait till after the actual event started, and let's say the opener's up. And then you go on Game Time or one of these apps that sell tickets last minute, you can get damn near first row or close, and because those single
pennies,
seats, they don't sell and they just want to get rid of them. So Crystal got some really good tickets to some artists that she saw at the Amway, super good seats for $30.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Look, I'm right next to the stage," because she got snagged that one single ticket that they didn't sell because no one else wants it. Because if you go to a concert by yourself, you're crazy.
I knew there was an
discounted.
I knew there was an insult.
They're discounted, and so I like that because she can go and see the stuff she likes for $30. But then again, you're by yourself like a crazy person.
There is a certain amount of control I like of watching. I didn't have to worry about between songs. Okay. You know the weight that you feel sometimes if I brought Andrea along to this concert, these are not artists that she really likes as much as I do.
Oh, yeah. You're worried that if they're having a good time.
Yeah. There's that weight that, because it would bother me. Like I don't, you know what really, one of the ones that like I remember and it hurt me, like it didn't hurt me, but I remember doing it and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have brought them to this, is when we brought you guys to Rent. Because it's not your thing. I was really having anxiety, and I kept looking at them like, oh, they don't like this AIDS musical that we like. I was like, they don't like this.
Yeah, you're right. I hated it the whole time. No. But I think, like, on the opposite, like, I'm kind of like that in the fact that if I go to a concert, I need to be with someone to even know if I'm having a good time.
Yeah, man,
I'm just sitting there. I'm watching it. I'm like, is this good? I need someone next to me.
What do I do here?
Having a good time to be like, oh, this is good.
Could you change quickly,
I'm like,
though?
maybe it's bad.
Like, if you're standing around people and you're watching, let's say you were at the show I was at last night and everybody was cheering, yay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then let's say they were like, boo, suddenly, would you be like, oh, well, boo?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
you would change right with them?
Oh, I do whatever the crowd does.
Okay, that's good to know.
If they're having a good time, I'm like, this is good. Bad time, bad. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more corporate time. That was funny. That's good.
We did it. All right, where's that go?
That is Thursday 1.
Okay.
So most likely, we'll pair that with Piff, because Piff is probably going to be a 20, and then Vince Taylor will be a full show, and we'll put Vince Taylor on Friday.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think we could bullshit longer with Vince than we can with Piff. Piff is usually drier, so it's hard.
He's hard to get through. Yeah.
So, but we'll do a 20 with Piff and pair that with that.
Are we taking a break now?
Yes, we'll take a break because Vince is gonna be on Zoom at like 12:50. So